Ever wondered how you create a page loading animation in Framer? In this video, I'm going to show you how you can build a fully customized loader animation with zero code and all in Framer. Let's go. Okay, so here I have a simple landing page inside a project inside a Framer. And essentially what we want to do is make it that when I actually load my website, it plays some sort of preloading animation beforehand, and then everything kind of reveals to show this actual page. So first, what we're actually going to draw is a new frame on the canvas here, and it can sit kind of outside of our breakpoint just for the moment. And we'll just set the width to be 1200 pixels, so it's the same as our desktop breakpoint, and we'll set the height to be 800 pixels. Now, what we're actually going to do is convert this into a component. So we'll right click it and we'll click on create component, and we'll call this our preloader. Now, inside of here is when we actually want to start designing the states of our actual preloader, and we're actually going to start to animate it. So let's actually have it as a black background here. And I also want to make it that I'm going to have some text in the middle. I want it to say insert frame. So I'm just going to put some text here, and let's make sure that we can actually see that. And let's also set a text style here too. Maybe let's go a little bit bigger. Let's go H1. Actually, I'm going to change my mind. Let's go a little smaller. Okay, so essentially what I want this to do is to be centered on the canvas. And it would be also really nice if we have some sort of little effects. So maybe there's like some sort of underline that kind of gets animated in here as well. And let's actually set the coloring of that too. So this is kind of what I want my preloader to look like, but obviously there's no sort of animated state here. So this is where we're going to use a little bit of trickery in terms of animating between different keyframes in Framer to create our sort of preloader effect. And we can essentially animate with keyframes in Framer using multiple variants and setting transitions or interactions in between each one of those variants. So if you kind of think of an animation program where you animate each sort of step of that animation and then everything kind of animates between, we're going to do the same thing here in Framer. But to actually do this, we need to change this slightly. So the first thing I'm going to do is grab my underline here, which we'll call our underline, and my text. And I'm going to wrap these inside their own frame. We'll set the width and height to be fit content. And let's actually change this to be absolute positioning, but we'll make sure it's centered on the page. Now, the other thing I want to do is actually have the background sort of like fade away or move away in some way when this actual preloading state is complete. So what I might actually do is actually draw a new frame on the canvas yet again. And we're actually going to set the width of this one to be 100%, and we're going to set the height to be 50%. Now we're going to call this top, and we're going to make sure that the layout is on within our variant here. And then within our stack here, maybe we'll just call this our logo. And we'll make sure that continues to be stuck as absolute positioning. And again, let's just center that on the page. Now we're going to have two sections here. We're going to have a top section, and we're also going to have a bottom section. So we can actually just duplicate them. And since everything's starting to overflow just a little bit, that's because we have the height of both these frames here, so the top and bottom frame. The height of that's set to 50%, but the reason we've got this sort of overflow is because we have this gap in the middle here. So if we actually reduce that gap completely, now it's taking up in total 50% plus 50% equals 100%. So now we're taking up the total height of this frame. And again, I'm actually going to set the background color here. And inside my variant breakpoint, we're actually going to make that transparent. So if I start to reduce the height of this frame, you will notice that it's actually starting to look quite nice. But what I need to do is inside my variant here, I'm actually going to set the distribute to be spaced between, because what I want to do is essentially animate so these frames here open up like this and essentially reveal our website. So we have a top, a bottom, and we also have a logo here. So this is a sort of our ending state. Now we can actually work backwards here to make this possible. So we might call this our end, and let's actually start to think about how this transition is going to play. So now that we kind of have the foundation of how our preloader is going to look and feel, we actually need to start animating this. So again, we kind of need to design each of the keyframes that we want this animation to play using the variants inside a framer. So we'll create a new frame here, and let's actually just call this our mid state, because this is essentially going to be the middle point of the animation. And then we want to design a state for when the animation starts. So maybe when the animation starts, it's just going to be a black background. And then we want this logo to fade in. So maybe what we do is actually call this start. And let's actually set the transparency of this to be 0. And then on our mid state here, we're going to make it that the opacity comes up to 100%. And maybe we can do something really tricky with this sort of like line animation that we've got here too. So if I actually make sure that the distribution is set to center, maybe the initial state of this is that the width of this line is actually 0. So it's basically invisible. And then what actually happens is the next state that I want to create for is to actually bring the full width of that line. So on this next state here, I'm going to set the width to be fill, and let's just make sure this is actually set to 0, which it won't be. Now you can't actually set a frame to have a width of 0, but I can actually just turn down the opacity all the way. So essentially what we're seeing here is at the very beginning, we're going to see nothing but a black screen. Then the logo is going to fade in, and then the line's going to appear. So to start to animate this and to test it out to see if it looks good, what we can do is actually set an interaction between each one of these variants, or in this case, keyframes. So you'll notice that when I select a variant on the canvas here, we get this little power up icon. I can simply click and drag to create an interaction here, and we're going to make it that on appear. So essentially, when this variant appears, it's going to trigger an interaction. Now we might want to wait, say 1 second, before it then transitions to this mid frame here. So if we preview this, you'll notice 1 second, and then it animates to this next state. Now there's a couple of weird things that we're going to figure out in just a second, but let's continue with this animation here. So let's make it again, it's going to appear, but it's going to wait again an additional second. And then you'll notice that when I preview this, text comes in, and then that line comes out. Now you will notice that we kind of get this little funky thing where the line's going in very quickly at the start. So why is this? Well, essentially when Framer animates between these different variants here, it's looking at the variant that it's coming from beforehand and trying to automatically animate, so auto-animate between those different variants. Now you will notice on this start variant here, the underline frame, which is our sort of like underline the text here, still has a width of 281 pixels. But if we set this to be 1 pixel, meaning that it's essentially trying to animate from that initial state to then a smaller state. Now, obviously everything's hidden, but because of the way auto animate works, it's still trying to show that animation. So to actually get around this, if we set the width of this to be, say, 1 pixels, which is exactly the same as this state here, then when we actually preview this, you will notice that now we actually get quite a smooth looking animation. Now, we could take this a step further with animating the text as well. So maybe what we actually want to do is in our logo frame here, we'll actually change the width and height to be fixed. And then inside our text here, let's say I set the positioning to be absolute, and let's actually make it, we're going to pin it right to the bottom, and it's going to move quite far down. Let's say we're going to move it 50 pixels from the bottom, or should I say -50. So it appears actually below our entire frame here. And then on this next state here, we want to move it back up to the very top. So let's preview this one more time. As you can see, our text comes in, and then our line should appear. Fantastic, we're getting close. So now we actually need to animate this whole screen here to actually disappear and then reveal our page itself. So we'll add again a new variant here, and we can start to animate this. So I think the first thing that we'll want to do is actually collapse this whole text here. So maybe we say it then disappears. And then once it disappears, we're actually going to animate these sort of top and bottom frames here to open up to then reveal our hero section of our website. So since I have the layout here to be spaced between, it means that when I actually set the height of these to say 0 pixels, They are essentially going to open up like this because it's following the layout rules. So we'll set the height on the top and bottom to be 0%, and then essentially it's going to open up. And again, we just need to make sure that we animate between all these different frames here. So we'll make it on appear. We'll delay this by 1 second. And then again, this one here, we're going to go appear and then delay it by 1 second. So let's quickly preview this and see how it looks. Now, this is going to be a little bit long, but that's okay. It jumps a little bit there at the end there, which is kind of weird. So let's figure out why that is. So one of the weird things about Framer is when you actually set the height to be 0%, it doesn't actually like animating in between because it thinks you're just trying to get rid of it. So what we're actually going to do is set that height to be 1%, and then we're actually going to drop the opacity completely on this last variant here. So we'll just drop that down. So now when I actually preview this, it should actually animate away effectively. And we'll increase that back. So again, let's preview this and see how it looks. Now it's animation, so it's just going to need a bunch of tinkering to actually get right. But overall, that looks pretty straightforward. Now, if you're not liking how Framer is actually animating between these different frames here, what we can actually do is just select the primary variant here, scroll down to styles, and then under transition here, we can actually add the effect that Framer is going to use to transition between these different variants. So let's actually change the stiffness here to be 200, and we'll see how that looks. Text comes in, line appears, fades away, and then that all happens. Now, I think the gap between all these is a little bit too quick for me, or should I say too slow at the end one here. So let's actually speed this up just a little bit, and let's add a 0.2 delay, so it should happen quite quickly. So again, let's preview this and see how that looks. Great. Now, I'm not a super big fan of this sort of like fading away right at the end there. So maybe what I'll actually do is we'll add another variant in here. But first, in the top and bottom frame, we're actually going to increase the opacity to be 100% again. So when I preview this, let me reload. You'll notice that's a little bit smoother, but we're still going to have this sort of bar at the top and bottom. So to actually get away with this, we're going to add a new frame here. And then once it goes to the top and bottom, then what we'll actually do is reduce that opacity to be 0. And that should just create a slightly more subtle animation. And we'll make it on appear. And then we'll wait 0.3 seconds. And then let's preview that. There we go. And just like that, it looks a lot smoother already. Now, obviously, you can tweak this for ages, and I highly recommend you actually play with Framer effects a lot here. You could even animate effects directly onto some of these elements here to go even a bit further. So maybe what we want to do is actually play a text effect for when this appears. So we can add a text effect here, and we'll just make it that it's going to stagger in 0.2. So when I preview this, you notice we get that text effect starting to play, and then the rest of the animation is going to play as well. So now let's actually go back to our homepage here, and we need to insert this preloader animation. So what I'm going to do is grab this component, I'm going to put it inside my desktop breakpoint here, and we're going to set the width to be fill, and we're going to set the height to be 100 VH, so it's going to take up 100% of the viewport height. Now we also want to set the positioning here to be fixed, and we're going to make sure it's pinned right to the top. Now the problem is that when I actually preview this, you notice that we get our animation, which looks fantastic, and then our website appears, but nothing underneath it is actually clickable. I can't select this text here, I can't press these buttons, but it looks great. So how do you actually get around this? Well, one simple thing that you need to do. Essentially, we're going to select this preloader component. We're going to go to styles here. We're going to select pointer events, and we're going to select the pointer to be none. So essentially, this disables the use of the cursor on that frame, rendering it basically invisible for the cursor. So now you'll notice that when I preview my site, we get this nice preloading animation. But now the text, the buttons, everything on my page, I can actually interact with. And that's how you create a preloader animation in Framer, all with zero code. And as you can see, it can be very customizable. And if you really do want to push this, you can push it far, essentially animating with keyframes inside of Framer. Now, if you enjoyed this video and you want more Framer tutorials just like it, consider subscribing to the channel because we're putting out new Framer tutorials every single week. And if you are interested in mastering Framer, like truly mastering it, feel free to check out my A to Z course where I teach you everything you need to know to become a Framer master. And if you're interested in some more tools to actually power up your Framer site, head to the link down below where I share a bunch of awesome plugins. But until next time, I'll catch you later.